762, people weren't crazy about the magic. We even get there for Noir.
And like Silent Blaze, unfortunately, it looked like he like lagged in real life of just looking at the situation to assess, oh wait, my lamps. And that was like right after if he had just dove in and gotten that first pick, further allowing themselves to build up this gap between themselves and the rest of Atlanta.
Absolutely, 51% got a back cap going on, though. Something to keep them at least a little humble now. Coach going from the side. Fantastic pressure. Almost back cap, though. Beautiful job. Show going on to keep the team alive. Coach with the great awareness there. Jeff with the 3 pace. My goodness, out of... Yeah, I gotta say too, listen, I always pick a hero to just main and lord at the beginning of each season. I've done Psylocke before. Now I'm like, you know what? I want to do a little Jeff. Symbiote Shenanigans, Vicky, is a wild team up. You get some good healing from that thing, and it's just another kind of arsenal in the kit through all of that poke damage you could get through the main healing of the primary Joyful Splash. But that team up is slept on.
Honestly, yeah, I feel like sometimes when you see the Jeff and then you see the Venom side by side, it's like, okay, where's the Jeff gonna really get to help out the Venom here? And then let's say you have the Hela thrown into the mix. It's so scary. You group everybody together, talk about the damage output too, depending on what your other duelist is. And in this case, it's working out so well. Kanya, Hopeful, and Coach being on that triple strategist with Hopeful, dealing just amount of...
In the game could be a different one, but if not, a man of many heroes.
I mean, the way that Prince right now is playing with the roundhouse kicks, getting the doubles constantly, and these follow-ups, survivability is there. And Silent Blaze has that Loki God of Mischief here. It's going to be able to get that copy to then be able to have Coach to deal with here. Both Luna knows the fate of both worlds. The dance of as SJW now dances into the ground with the end song Inferno. Keeping everybody alive, though, is going to be Noir having all their ultimates online. Kanye's going to hold on to that Jeff ultimate for now, but the isolation from SJW takes care of Hopeful. Rez could possibly be coming out here if it wasn't used already, and it looks like it was already used up. Really helped them out. Won't have that legendary, though, going out at the very start of this third round.
Yeah, shout out to Jordan, the man he streams, I'm pretty sure too, the man who voices Adam. Now we've got Ritas going in just to the legendary, getting great momentum and mobility here, trying to scope out Iffy in the back line. Iffy activating the shields, and wow, trades the favor there on Jean Grey, taking Phoenix down now and trying to just get good poke from above. Just bowling the back line as Venom does, and look at this, just a great response here from Noir.
Ooh, look at Hopeful out here too, whether it be on the Atom out as well as the Phoenix still being able to find heads after making these swap ups too here for Noir. They forced Coach out to have now the fate of both worlds, use that up after they lost out on Kanya earlier on. This further splits up that stagger double support ultimate, and now Prince with alongside SJW and Atlanta get to take this point.
Yeah, great neutral fight there. You know, they did have the Groot ult to kind of help that out, but SJW coming back right in time for the Groot ult, and then the explosions there from the Sparks. Now going to reset, point at 49%. Konuya went down pretty quickly there to Ritas, who does have the ult ready. The Galactic Legend Tone's going to be there to respond. Wow, love the response there. And you're right, yes, definitely a great stall, but the answer was there, as now Tones has the Meteor Im. You have Iffy as well, who them two alone can probably get this thing to 99% here. The show's ready, though, to defend what's going to be the Galactic Legend. Here's the Meteor Im to respond, soaking that up. You've got Coach now to respond to the I Am group coming down, struggling in prison. Nothing happening here. Everything kept alive. Perfect defensive play, Vicky, from Noir.
And after Hopeful got chokeslammed too, Coach was right there to help them out. Nice slight stun between Tones and Kanya, though, as Noir still try to struggle to get through this onslaught of damage output. Atlanta, SJW, not finding its mark with the end song Inferno. Rias now comes in.
And there is the show from Kanya. This is going to be close at 6-2. Lands a double, triple, Vicky.
And following up at the right time, too. That was a zero meta. Trying to use the fate of both worlds, but getting shut down right at the same time. 7-6-2. Again and again, the Kraken impact. Put that end song Inferno away. It's not going to be enough while Noir walks.
That was a masterpiece. That was really well done.
To it. We've seen that 7-6. Nice kiting away just so that way he can get out of line of sight and then recontest.
Yo, Prince is a player. My goodness. Absolutely hitting everything on target here, as it's just 6-2 now, trying to get away from it all. And this is where it's going to be tough to play this kind of team lineup. But we do have Captain America getting that ult off, keeping things at least alive. But oh my gosh, from the top rope, Wolverine. that was absolute cinematic there. Tones pushing back, and now we do have a bit of a defensive hold. What just happened to that Logan?
I just love how Tones did a very slow pan away right when you see it off the left side, almost like it was just like a background character. Tones be that win condition if they even want to have a chance, as the copy comes out this time around, as SJW looks behind. These brute walls have just been so lethal too, trying to block out the healing. Gonna be answered right back between Silent Blaze just waiting out for Kanya, who both activate the God of Mischief, but the Meteor M trying to stall the inevitable here before diving down and finding its mark onto Kanya. This sets up Atlanta here to win this next team fight here, while Coach was waiting in the dark to also activate the Luna Soul ultimate to match that together with those 24 seconds.
Yeah, not only that, they get, my goodness, Vic. I mean, it took everything to get the first one. They get the second very fast. I'm telling you, this Atlanta team has a lot of talent to be able to take this thing to the distance.
Gotta see if they can execute it, though. With Prince going down first, you won't have that Meteor M. Tones coming out on that 1v1 trade-off here, and Noir are about to have everything online for themselves. Same could be similar said about Atlanta, but Ritas now with the legendary moment answer, and 7.62 says, we don't need the answer when I am the band-aid to the problem, the solution. As he's got Bash Descent, he gets another dive. Atlanta with 0 meta does have the Luna Soul Fate of both worlds. It's gonna be Silent Blaze on the other.
In the ult to do so with it. Ritas with another pick, and at this point it's just finishing off the scraps that are left. There's 4.3. Vicky comes down the Phoenix. They stop it in time. At this point, it's use everything you got if you Noir. Great defensive effort, but it's gonna be a little too late.
But SJW is too strong with alongside with Ritas. Atlanta, they're wiping up the point, but Noir, they're trying so desperately to hold on with their life if he finally gets taken out. And Atlanta, they push it to the finish line here, Cozy.
Sweet Georgia Peach, man. I mean, I am impressed with what was done there on the first round. Really, should I say, if he can go with the Meteor M, is waiting a bit. Vicky slamming it down. A pick here would be massive.
Oh, wait, but the stun slightly onto Coach and 7.62. If he also took the skies, that Meteor M, and here's what you were talking about with Prince, and he does the 180. Now you see him, now you don't, and Kanya is off the table. 0 meta keeps the rest of Atlanta alive in this fight here. Now with the fate of both worlds, after Silent Blaze had used it a little bit earlier on in this elongated fight, but this forces Noir to back away in time here too. 7.62 will be able to re-engage, but they did lose out on that God of Mischief.
The mag bubble to the Star-Lord touch, I mean, that is why you don't give up even with points left. Both teams have done it now as Ritas takes on 7.62. Massive pick. Minute 56, they have plenty on the clock there. SJW trying to keep this snowball and push the team back to the respawn. Hopeful, just trying to stay alive, doesn't do so. And right now, Atlanta on top.
I mean, even if it's through the last stand Wolverine attempt and then the Deadward ties if you're Atlanta here. Hopeful it's just been a problem already before backing away. Look at the damage output. Ritas escapes with his life. Then you have the end song Inferno, though, trying to harass the backline of Noir. This forces out Coach to have that fate of both worlds to keep them in this fight, but they won't have an answer to Ritas once that legendary is out from the Star-Lord.
And nothing from 7.62 in that ultimate. Coach did keep him alive with plenty of sustain. They were able to get to where I thought they would, as Ritas has Galactic Legend. If he's still far from it, there's going to be no answer to this. So he's going to get the clear picks that he needs. We have Loki going down first, and my goodness, just pure raw Guardian of the Galaxy going crazy here, getting the stop they needed with only a minute 34 left. Are off. The reset did not work, and he gets the pick, Vic.
Ooh, Silent Blaze feasting after that one. We'll have the God of Mischief online too. Meteor M to try to answer that of the Star-Lord legendary, but he dips and he dodges away from Ify, who is forced to also use his own Magneto bubble on himself. Taking to the skies, though, this time around is going to be Prince, and he also does not land that Meteor M, but it's more than enough damage to Atlanta with Ritas being on that Star-Lord. Hops off the wall, already showcases where he's positioned, and just tries to wrap up right behind Atlanta too, while the rest of Noir try to sandwich them.
Yeah, look at, we have 7.62 going right for the strategist. The bubble keeping them alive. On SJW keeping the healers healing as he peels back and gets rid of that pesky cat in Panther. Now they're going to be raining down. SJW has been putting on a show here, and it's not Luna Snow, but coming from the Phoenix. Instead of ice, we've got fire. Now,
they have not been able to flip this point once.
Listen, Noir won Season 2 right from a reverse sweep. So we know that this team, it's okay they're in the loser's bracket. This is where they like to be, backs against the walls. They're showcasing it here, being absolutely steadfast. 84% and counting. Tones opening up immediately with the Psychic Seduction, and Coach to follow, hitting the claps and the slaps as now goes down EMEA. who did swap in roles there. Magneto ready and available, trying to stay alive. Does not do so. This is not looking good for Atlanta on point 1.
Oh my goodness, this hella swapped here too. It's just been proven how lethal it's been against SJW, who can't even get set up into position. If you think SJW can't put their feet on the ground, good luck with Reedus taking to the skies on this Ultron. Can't even...
Well said as teams push forward, ready to battle it out yet again. Warrior Falls is the map, and Noir can come away with map number 2 if they can get this job done. Pushing forward the top ground. Low ground's going to belong to Noir here as the Venom going in immediately with the Feast of the Abyss. Doesn't get anything this time. 2 last time. 0 this. And as the teams are just moving forward right along as nothing happened.
Makes it a little bit more difficult to get that impact when you don't have the Fate of Both Worlds giving you that damage boost. In turn, that would have been Coach here with Iffy, and the freeze now onto Iffy as they try to walk up. Zero Meta has the Fate of Both Worlds on their side, and they won't even need it. Have that Exterminator online, but 7.62. He shuts down the Meteor M right afterwards.
Yeah, Fear 7.62 after that beautiful silence. And you said it best. They had 3 strategist ults to continue to go into, but unable to get to the Ultron as they got eliminated quick. Iffy with the 3-piece. Beautiful answer, 61% on the board for the first fight. But you're right, Vicky. They had everything to win that. And 7.62 stopping the Meteor into Reedus getting eliminated. That was rough.
Yeah, it's crazy to see how they were able to not only flip that, but then to deal again with that triple strategist. The way that they cycle through it with Kanya and Coach both having their ultimates respectively, and Tones being able to pull that crystal out and still find that pick even better. Now this is Atlanta as a 5-man here with 5 ultimates on board. Almost going for that environmental pick, by the way. You can see Tones trying to get that roundhouse kick as the environmental, but Coach comes right back around with the rest of Noir, keeps him in this fight, and the Silent Seduction will be online between Tones and Atlanta. PXG wrapping around 7.62, making that swap over to the Bucky. Tries to get the grapple, but he won't need it. He catches Reedus, he finds it.
Eternal Bond, the team to follow. Zero Meta right behind with the show when needed. You have Strange out just in case to come. Tones throwing out the Seduction. This is going to be razor thin, Vicky, for the last fight.
Going down to the wire, and I'm not surprised, but right through it all, you still get the punch out, you still get the kick. Anya is the first one out when they were so close to the Eternal Bond, and looked like as Coach is done using the Fatal Bolt Worlds. Do they have the sustainability if you're Noir? Now Atlanta, they move around. The Eye of Agamotto, as you noted, has found 2. It hits Toads, it hits Coach. 7.62 though, tries to use the Kraken Impact to help.
Really stagger Atlanta that had so much going for them. There's Coach though. I love the swap. We saw Coach really perform well against Nemesis before, and I like this Mantis play to help damage boost and also shine where Coach does, and that's picks.
If the 100 damage output from the Emma Frost isn't enough, imagine if it's damage boosted alongside having the damage boost on an Ultron, your Venom who's diving Hopeful, who keeps finding these crucial picks as they take up to the skies. You can already see the damage boost right now on Hopeful, just trying to find Venom, taken to the skies, swapping off of that Emma Frost that we saw before. X-Ray is going to be able to try to wrap around, get some damage boost themselves, and they will have the Feast of the Abyss.
Yeah, this is so neck and neck here. 27% now going for the dive, and see if we get a follow of SJW. Gonna get rid of Iffy. Coach goes down 2, so they do get the quick 1-2 punch. 6v4 it is now, as it is an absolute color show. Tones gets a quick pick on 0. That's going to help out.
Tones and Hopeful, notice how they're still holding on to their ultimates to cycle through that. They won't even need it with the freeze onto Iffy. Hopeful still finds Silent Blaze. Dropping to the ground, the end song Infernal just to force them all to back away, taking a lot of that pressure, and now being able to flip that point in Noir's favor.
Absolute beauty here. Tones, Iffy have the ult online. It's 99 and 99. How fitting, 1 point each. The talent is matched to the T. Hopeful gets a pick on Prince. Tones with Seduction. Portal coming out, Vicky. This is coming down to the 99, 1 each. Moment of the match now. Reedus trying to get back with the team, but don't even know if he'll need to, as it's looking pretty dominant for Atlanta. You Are Nothing slams down X-Ray with a massive pick there on Iffy. That's going to be the kind of staller of the point. Captain Survival doesn't get it, and bam, they get the first point with really not even a struggle. Vicky.
Wow, it was slow, but it was methodical. The way that they wrapped around Noir, purposely put themselves in that side room, splitting up some of that attention, and then you have the end song Inferno available here. that was able to at least try to set them up. Now Noir.
He needs something to hit here, Vicky.
Oh my goodness, Worldbreaker Hulk going crazy, but you say you do need something. 7.62 again and again. He slams down. Doesn't matter whether it be through the fate of both worlds or not. Nobody is safe. The stun onto Axtree, the stun onto Prince, the freeze onto Bruce Banner before taking him out. And after we saw these trades, Noir, they stand out on top in terms of number advantage as well as a nice little stagger.
Yeah, 762 must have gotten that first crack, and Hulk is going to be getting the trade on Loki. That's massive for Atlanta. Off goes the whale. The Moby Dick down as Prince and SJ get the picks they need to look like to get the point.
You have to be a Noir main to understand how excited you get when they're point blank that close up and grouped up into you. And you know it's a free will down here as well. Great way to overtake this point. Atlanta, they still come out on top on that second checkpoint.
Risked it all with that TP as well. When 762 got 2, I thought that was going to be rough for them moving. Trades on the Strange, Vicky now. We have Silent getting the pick on Ippy. Both Vanguards down. That's going to allow them to open up plenty of space of damage to focus on those strategists. Phoenix landing. Can they get the final picks?
Silent Blaze stays alive long enough to get the God of Mischief and to get the duplicate. The whale comes crashing down! And the same cannot be said about the strategist lineup of Noir with overtime taking away. Noir are nowhere to be seen as SJW Zero Meta come up with the rest of Atlanta to try to get this payload to the finish line.
Now, Vic, it's looking like the ladder.
Oh no. Oh, everybody's eating a Noir's dream here, but then you try to follow up with the whale. Nice survivability at the very least after they were able to shut down 7.62, as well as the fact that now SJW is forced to back away. Didn't really have the outcome with the whale after seeing the rest of Noir inside that side room. Coach and Kanya will be able to boost up into their ultimates, Kanya specifically having that God of Mischief.
Look at this though, SJW, full close matchup. 5 seconds left to make it done.
We're going the distance, it looks like here, unless Noir have some magic to work. They were a game away, and now it's looking like their lead is escaping them overtime, taking away Regis in Song Inferno, ready to go like we had mentioned before, and now Noir are going to be able to move up. 7.62 makes a desperate swap. It's not the Iron Fist, it's the Wolverine instead, but you still lost out on 3, and Atlanta have the survivability with Silent Blaze getting that copy. You drop down, and you get a 3K! Talk about a cinema ending to a cinematic final map here as we move on the distance.
Our razor thin. Noir was one.
At least break through that initial hold, dealing enough of that damage output and being able to have your ultimate online just as quickly. Very similar to what we see with the action of Moon Knight. But 7.62 from the floodgates already being on the storm, having to avoid these brute walls and the group pressure that is coming out from Prince.
There's the damage up. We're seeing it now. Hopeful throwing down the acorns, letting the nuts fly here. If he does get the pick on Prince, and that is going to be a massive thing, but that's why the respawn is clutch there from Regis. Going for there as Axtree and Silent continue to be those that make the difference.
Oh, stinky up in here with the way that they've been able to wrap around and play around Noir's attack, because at the moment Atlanta look unstoppable with the way that they're just cycling through their ultimates and are able to keep alive through the onslaught of changes that Noir has brought up, whether it be the Moon Knight, whether it be the Squirrel Girl, and now Tones getting that kick onto SJW, who made that swap over to that Magneto earlier. Prince is on fire. Look at this damage output. Why are you running? Where can you go when there's nowhere to hide?
Need here, 5 seconds left. They have the shield for the silent seduction. Watch this. Watch. Prince is going up for the automotive, Vicky, with the full palm on hand.
They know he wants it. They know he wants it. They knew. They choke slammed him, the command grab, and then the follow-up, preventing any eye of Agamotto to be shut down. Eye of Mama Coco instead, as he's being forced back into the spawn room gates. And now Regis moving up does at least have that see ya. Noir focused to look around here as Hopeful takes up into the high ground, being on the hella. Oh no!
What? Did I just witness, dude?
Like, I'm in disbelief right now. I think that was
overtime.
Talking about being a little worried about the old economy here, but now Noir evening things up just as quickly with only using that supernova. Regis, though, keep your eye on the torch. Regis making that swap up earlier, too, as we get to see the Hurricane unleashed, the Omega Hurricane coming out from SJW. Now with everybody else stuck in the silent seduction, all in their line of sight, it's easy pickings for SJW. Eternal Bonds, Eye of Agamotto, it only caught SJW, but it's worth it when it's splitting some more of that attention.
Man, what a way to go.